Welcome to ECNTRADE Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. Well, having shown much difficulty surpassing the key level around 71.2055 area for the Australian dollar, the negative price action has increased momentum as the market bears now lean on the support, which comes in roughly around the region of 70.55 as minor. It is anticipated that we could see a little bit more weakness as the RSI is buckling and now challenges around that midway point. If we see a break here, that could see an increase down towards the region of 70.0515 and reassess from there. The market was a little bit shook up after the minutes from the US Federal Market Open Committee, or the FOMC, from the meeting back in May 3rd, 4th, suggested that the central bank won't be any more hawkish in aggressively raising interest rates in the months to come. This may have been seen as a somewhat slightly dovish maybe comment, but nevertheless, I feel overall though that we are expecting at least two 50 basis point rate cuts in June and July. Meanwhile, looking at the top side, the resistance for the Australian dollar comes in roughly around the region of 71.20 as minor, and that cap at 71.55 where I've outlined. With all eyes now, with the minutes out the way, looking towards the US GDP, and along with that we've got Friday's personal consumption expenditure, which could give us a little bit more directional guidance. Nevertheless, the dollar index, which measures the greenback strength against a basket of 6 major currencies, has managed to rebound and now challenge the area around 102.25. In light of the pattern, we can see that the topside key level of 107.40 for euro has been somewhat retreated and now looking back towards the support of 106.25.35. It is anticipated that we could see a rebound from there. Other than that, if failing that, then the next level will be seen around 105.60.65. More to the fact, keep an eye on what the GDP has to come out. Along with that, keep an eye on the dollar index as it rebounds and looks towards that 102.70 now, as it currently trades, as I mentioned, at 102.25. The dollar yen still seems to be putting in a bit of a performance around that 127 mark. And we do see a break there. I feel from the technicals, we are looking lower towards the region of 126.55 with the broader target of 125.40.55 area. The pound is slowly increasing to the upside after a little bit of a shake-up from the prior day. That is, the disappointing UK PMI release did give the market a little bit of a shake-up. Nevertheless, the market is still in somewhat expecting to see the Bank of England lift interest rates by 50 basis points in its next meeting, after the recent UK Consumer Price Index rose to 9%, which is the highest since 1982. Looking at the technicals though, as long as we maintain above the level around 124.65, I feel that the upside challenge should be repeated around that 126.40 and reassess. After a whipsaw price action for sterling Kiwi, the market's found a bit of momentum. But looking where this trend line is, we see that the weakness, which I do anticipate to come, keeping an eye on this RSI though, but the MACD remains somewhat weak. Maybe seeing a return back to the downside and looking towards 192.60 with the target seen around 191 figure 50 area. Well, after the recent upside challenge around the 1,870.80 area, we can see that gold is retreated quite sharply and now looking somewhat heavier. That is, a breach, if we do see, of 1,838.42 could expose the region back down to 1,810.12 area and reassess from there in case we are looking for a weaker sentiment in towards 1,788.92. The RSI is somewhat heavy, so I do feel into the coming European session may see a little bit more downside testing. And wrapping up with oil, the market continues this sideways pattern. But I feel that since the recent retreat and also the rebound off that 106.40, 2040 area is that we are looking possibly another down test, and therefore look towards that 106.40.70 and see if we can take a crack at it and then look down to 102. Well, that wraps it for the day. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, look out for the intraday report, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.